publisher and editor of the Northwest Observer. This evening I want to just do a few quick introductions. Somebody has already said, who is that? Who is that? I'm going to tell you who all of us are here tonight. My co-worker, Sandra Smith, many of you in Summerfield know, she covers the Summerfield Town Council, managing editor. The person who is asking the questions this evening, Mike Stone, he is a long time, I would say at this point we're friends, I hope so. He's one of those few people who will come and hang out with me for things like this.
That's your call.
He lives in Oak Ridge. He is a very active volunteer in Oak Ridge, serves on the planning board, among many other things, so I have gotten to know him through his involvement in that town. My friend Oak Ridge, who says, well, you can tell I'm one of your few friends because here I am. I needed a timekeeper for this evening, so Rose graciously volunteered to come and keep the time because each of the candidates will have a very designated, specific amount of time as to how long they'll speak, and she'll be giving them just a kind of a caution sign when they get to the point where they need to wrap up their answers. My husband, Leon Stokes, who was not thinking he was going to have a job tonight, but so it goes in my business, you never know. The person who was going to be here to fill in that last gap had a last-minute conflict with their schedule, so there you go. He's here and graciously is going to be doing our videoing, which is something we're doing for the first time this year. As you can see, you are a very, very, very small but wonderful fraction of the people that live in Summerfield and who actually have the right and I would say the responsibility to vote. So the majority of the voters are not here this evening. What we hope, though, is by giving them the option of watching it on video through our website, that we hope we at least double the amount of people that we'll see this evening. And hopefully you'll tell friends and neighbors. I've already had several people this week from Oak Ridge say, that's great, I couldn't be there Monday night, but I would love to watch it. So it will be on our website. If you find it so exciting you want to go watch it again, Friday after 5 p.m. We're giving ourselves that deadline. Bear with us. This is the first time we've put video directly on our website, but something that I've thought for a long time we needed to be doing. It just takes time, effort, and money, and all of those things. So we hope that you'll share that with other people. At this point, my part in front of you is finished, and I'm going to turn it over to Mike, who will explain the format report. Thank you again for coming.
Good evening, everybody. I've never been accused of people going, I can't hear him. So, but if you can't, just raise a hand and I'll blast you probably through the front door or something. I've reviewed the rules with the candidates, but I want to make sure that everyone's aware of what we're going to be doing tonight. Each candidate's going to have 3 minutes at the beginning of the forum to introduce themselves, tell why they're running and what their qualifications are, and what they hope to see as a vision for Summerfield. We have a timekeeper in the front of the room, and when there's 30 seconds left in their allotted time, she'll hold the yellow sign that will tell them to begin wrapping up their response. They do have a full amount of time to answer the question. When time is completely up, our timekeeper will hold up a red stop sign, and this same procedure will be followed throughout all the questions that are asked. I've already thanked the candidates in advance for respecting the time limits. We want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to hear from all the candidates. And I've asked each candidate to use the same decorum, professionalism, and respect during this forum that you as the voters and citizens of Summerfield can expect from them if they're elected to represent you in the town. We'll rotate the questions and make sure that every candidate gets an equal number of questions. Except for the introductions, we probably won't go in any certain order. Occasionally I'll ask a question and have every candidate answer the same question, but more often we'll be rotating questions, different questions to the candidates. Each candidate will be given one rebuttal card, which they can use at any time to rebut something that another candidate has said, but they'll only be able to use that one time. And before we wrap up the forum, we'll give each candidate 2 minutes to address anything that they didn't get to address. They may want to provide answers to questions that was asked of another candidate, elaborate on the answer that they gave earlier, reiterate their qualifications, their vision for the town, or again to rebut something that was said earlier. The only thing for you folks to understand and help us out with 7 candidates, all of the questions that you may have probably can't be answered in an hour and a half or so time period. We'll do the best that we can. And we want to be as fair as possible to all the candidates in the way of time and topics. So we're going to make sure that that's evenly distributed. And we probably won't stay on the same topic a whole lot. If you have those burning desired questions after the candidates forum is over with, by all means, I encourage you to talk with the candidates and get the answers that you so desire. Any questions from you folks before we begin?
Should we have note cards or something to turn in questions?
Good question.
Wow, just you set them up, she knocks them down.
Here you go. We have note cards in the back. Are there note cards back there in pencils?
There are.
Okay. We have note cards and pencils back here. Regardless of where you pick them up from, if you would return them over here where Sandra and I will be going through your questions, mainly just weeding out ones that are repetitious. If you would like, if any of you would like right now, I want to go ahead and get a pencil and a card, great. I'm standing here, and from time to time I'll get up, just because I can't sit still more than 10 minutes, and I'll look to see if anyone needs a card or pencil, but yeah, okay, there you go. All right, so is that good on how you submit your questions? Okay.
I would say answer the question. Don't beat around the bush, please. Thank you.
Okay, one final note before we begin then. Just as a reminder, when you go to vote, you'll be able to vote in one mayoral candidate and for 2 town council candidates. And here are your candidates. We do appreciate all you folks taking the time to be here tonight. And with that, Patty, anything from you? Then we'll begin. Tonight we'll start, and again we're just going to run down the line here, a 3-minute introduction. Mark.
Okay, I'm Mark Brown. I lived here in Summerfield all my life. I married with 2 boys who I'm very proud of, and very proud that they're in college, but I wish they'd get out of college. I'm retired from the Gilbert County Sheriff's Office for over 30 years. Especially Detective Patrol, was with the North Carolina Army National Guard, started military police company in my younger days. And as part of my job, one of the last jobs before I retired with the sheriff, I became a liaison for the Sheriff Barnes with the towns of Summerfield, Stokesdale, and Labor Bridge. In being this liaison for several years, became aware of a lot of the issues facing the towns, all 3 of the towns, but especially Summerfield because I live here. And so about 1999, I went ahead and decided as a resident that I wanted to run for town council. I successfully ran, served for 6 years before running for mayor in the first election in 2005, and was subsequently re-elected in 2007. So this was finishing up 4th year as mayor. I served on the Parks Committee, Public Safety, Founders Day, Community Relations, Finance Committee, all over a period of 15 years, not at one time. Chaired several of those committees throughout various times, and been proud of participation in that. I'm a strong advocate for our parks and our ball fields, and just glad to be here, and thank Patty and the Northwest Observer, and thank all of y'all for coming out.
Wasn't 3 minutes though. Don.
I'm Don Del. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming out. I know you've seen some of my ads in the paper, and I just want all of you to know who I am. I'm 51. I am a Marine veteran of 13 years. I worked there as tons of leadership skills. I worked as a drill instructor. I worked as a military policeman. I also worked as a criminal investigator. I worked in a variety of capacities dealing with people in all kinds of different types of arenas. Had to make decisions based on circumstances, and I wasn't afraid to make them based on what was happening, and I'm a very fair person. After that, I got out and worked for the Sheriff's Department for about 3 years, worked detention. Got promoted to sergeant by Sheriff Barnes. I worked at the High Point Jail, and I worked at the Greensboro Jail. Again, different category of people. And I'm telling you this so you